Hello. I am worried um for aspiring authors. Um, Particularly worried about what's happening to young people also, and I don't want to put people off wanting to be creative or to wanting to try and make money if they need money, and may have the option of being somewhat independent from their parents. Even if they're 50, they might still want to be independent from their parents. They might still be living with their parents. They might have been never had enough money to move away from their parents' house. That's what it's looking like nowadays. So it could be a problem. Um, but yes, I need to talk about the publishing industry, because I have fears. Also, being a writer myself, I do know something about it, and I've got friends who are successful writers. There is one friend who's a successful writer. The rest of them, I don't know whether they are just naturally rich anyway, and don't really need that. There's, they might want to cover a Steam and block anyone else out of being able to join in an Esteem thing. But my particular worry, which I have spoken to the friend who is a successful novelist about, congratulating her on being a successful novelist, and this is the point, on being a person, because it has been indicated to me that some modern novels over the past 10 or 15 years have been automatically produced. Now, you will remember, going back, before I bring in George Gissing's writing machine in New Grub Street, you will remember that Amstrad brought out a word processing machine. And then, obviously, other word processing machines, computers took over. So it did alter people's way of writing somewhat. They were able to work things out and go back and edit in ways that they hadn't done before. If they were working on a typewriter, they were literally making it up as they went along and trying to organize an ending later on, well, when they almost got to the ending. And it was a different exercise almost from being able to, and being in some ways constrained into having to edit all the time. So there is some joy in being able to write a full piece via typewriter, and to try and maintain the actual action in one's head, and being able to orchestrate some sort of sense out of the threads still maintained in one's head at the end of a book or an essay even. Computers have, to an extent, caused memory problems. They tried to make it that memory wasn't important, and that facts, that maintaining memory of facts wasn't important. And whereas people used to sort of, I mean, actors still, if they're not film actors, can probably still learn lines and remember sequences very well. Taxi drivers in London are still meant to be able to remember sequences and places very well. But most people have had their memory compromised more than it used to be. So that there are problems which new methods bring in. There are advantages also. But my particular worry is that, having gone on from that, you will remember the software New Novelist came out and so on, where it tried to get everybody into a program of writing a successful novel, or a novel that would be successful, where you had to put down your main character, and you had to choose between a coming of age, an adventure novel. You had to choose between certain tropes, and then fill in the details later once you decided which of those tropes and that you were going to follow. Now, as I say, I am thinking that many modern authors are not people. They've been completely made up by publishing houses, and that they have now, over the last 15 years, been able to type in, come up with a random name, make it a coming of age novel, put in this or that detail extraneous to the formulated details, press the button, novel created.